Okay, hello everyone. Hello. What is it today that is asking for us? Are we willing to hear it? Or are we willing to listen to it? It's something that we say about hearing and listening. But however, with these 7 steps, I really like to invite people to connect with themselves. Who are you today? What's going on in your life at the moment? In your body, in your business. My girlfriend Simone Milicis, she says she has a book called The Joy of Business. And it's not just about working, right? What is our business in this period? Right? I was born in the USA. It's a song also. I'm a bit of that's what I work with a lot, also singing and dancing since I was 3 years old. And what is it in this lifetime that the world is opening in a very different way? What does that mean? In a lot of places, there are politics, right, that are going on, and the people living in a country where they are not happy with the president or the governors or something there. Instead of being truly connected with yourself, with your amazingness, with your magic, that's what we say in American magic, but with your confidence of who you are, right? Then we're more concentrated on others. So, this 7 steps, right, to abundance in business, to also connecting with your kids, and your kids connecting with you, because kids before they're 6 or 7 or 8, they don't hate all the things and the people their parents hate. They have to be taught, carefully taught. So when kids are before they're 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old, there is a clarity. And what is the clarity that we had up until now, that we had before we were demanded, not just as a kid at 6 or 7 or 8, maybe after a meetup, maybe after a job or a work, maybe after a business that we started, maybe after a wife or a husband that we were with, maybe after older kids, anything. What is it? I always say 2 things. First of all, connecting with you is the first phase of 7 steps, right? Before you connect with others, please connect with you, right? And you'll have much awareness about what work you want to do, what business, what money, what relationships, who and what is with you at the moment, right? So, one of the things, there is no one on planet Earth that does you better than you, okay? They might do it different, right? They might try to do in the same way you do, but there is no one that does you better than you. Now, sometimes in business, people are demanding us to do certain things, right? This first phase is about connecting with you, with your vibration, with who you are in the morning when you, before you even go to work, right? And connecting with your body, because sometimes our body is feeling, right? quote unquote bad. But please, when you connect with your body, what's your body trying to tell you? And we can talk more about that. So, those first two steps are about connecting with you, what your energy and vibration is, right? You can connect with the earth, you can connect with the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, Shiva, the sun, the stars, right? And don't forget to breathe, please, right? Just when you wake up, before you go to bed, before you go to work, before you meet up with someone else, because you will have clarity. And in business, this clarity is quite easy just for you, right? And then with your body, those are the two connecting phases. And the second phase is about disconnection. When we are not connecting with ourselves, perhaps it has something to do with our brilliance, not just our mind, but our brilliance. Who is it, maybe when we're working, that wants to, steal some money from our business, or that wants to, if we are working for someone else, fire us, or not connected with us? I remember I've done a lot of work in hotels, in theaters, in cinemas, in lots of things, creating music, translations, all kinds of things. And when I was came here to Italy, right, from the United States, I was working with a film festival from people around the world. And I'm the only one that was speaking different languages. So they always had me, accompanying them. And it was really lovely, right? Really lovely. But I was working all the time in the office, and everyone else got out of the office and went downstairs and had tea, etc. However, I have a husband, I have a doggy, so I didn't need to go and have lunch with them or dinner with them. I just needed to really open up for people that would like to come to this film festival and who were there working. And they asked me, how did you get to work here? Work there for maybe like 10 years. How did you get to work here? And I said, well, the people who knew me working at another company, they said, please don't stay at this company. It's not really good. And we don't like this company. We have worked here, but we don't like it. But we have so many other places that you can be that works for you. And let me just tell you this. The only people working at that company, first I was working at a film company, then I was working at a television company. I had started my own film activation place and was allowing people to create their films in my company. And the people that I was working with before, they only here in Italy, they were only hiring their kids or their cousins, not people who knew how to do the work internationally or locally in a very different way, right? So, what is it that you know? What is the work, the business, the family relationships, the kids, the animals, the invisible friends? What is it that you know that can and will invite your magic, your possibilities to have so much ease with business. My friend Simone says business is not just work, it's your being present with you and your amazingness. So, connecting with you first and being connected with you, right? And then recognizing when perhaps you are feeling disconnected, but it has to do with others that are perhaps not connected with themselves and are trying to disconnect you from you. And we are very capable of reconnecting with people in our unique way. What does that mean? Connect with you, recognize when you are feeling disconnected and other people around you are disconnected from them. You can reconnect with you in a very different way and also with others. So in business, right, the third phase of the 7 steps is reconnection, right? And in business, right, how is it that someone is able and willing to hear you, to receive you, to be with themselves? I guess I'll tell you this: when I was working at that business with films, we had people from all around, right? We had people from, you know, Turkey, that amazing guy who was doing, he had his film here in Italy from Turkey, and people from also from Germany, from, you know, Asia, from different people were coming, right? And also from Israel. And so the only people coming from Europe and North Africa and East and West Europe were the people that were doing their films. But some kids from college were coming from a lot of different places. And these people that came, the kids were kids. They were in their 20s and they were about to graduate from college, and they had short films. And they would come here for voting on short films in this film festival, right? And the gal who was the head of this film festival, she had them go to the place where there were women in prison, and had the women in prison plus these people, men and women that were young, that came to have them vote together. It was really lovely. She was a little bit mean, but I was helping her with that. And they called me, the kids from that were Arabic, and they said, please, I know you have people stay in bedrooms with other people, but we cannot stay in a bedroom with somebody who's Hebrew, who's, you know, are, they will kill us when we come back home. And then also the people from Israel called me and said the same thing. I said, there's no problem. It was only 10 days that we had this every year, right? 10 days. And during the festival, and me connecting with them, at the end of the festival, especially the Arabic and the Israel kids, you know, 20s, went on stage hugging one another and with tears in their eyes. And they were saying, Kass, thank you so much for having us here together. These are amazing people. we will not be able to connect with them again. It was years ago because they don't let us call people who are in Arabic countries. They don't let us call people who are in Israeli countries. But this was the best time of my life. So, what have you decided about your business, about your life, about your relationships, your presence here on planet Earth? That if you're willing to connect with you, never disconnect from you, and willing to be not just physically present, but vibrationally present, then how can you communicate with people in relationship and in business to be abundant and see how it shows up at the end? When I started my company for films here in Italy, had some people from not only Americans, American guy had his film take place, and also someone came from different places and they did a film, and they were not really connected with one another in their business, right? So I invited a gal, right? Her dad was German, her mom was North African, right? I invited her because of her communication, right? She didn't do business like they did it, right? They were very form, structure, and significance, right, on business. But she was an amazing, loved everyone. And so that film, when they were filming it, short film, it came out, and the president of the United States put that film in the international part of the United States, where every person from every country in the world is in that place. And they called me and they had me go up. So, what is it? What is it that you are willing to recognize about you and recognize about others without judgment of others? Just recognizing that they would be very happy, very lively, and very contributive, not only to themselves, not only to you, not only to the business, but to the world. Because when you, like my buddy Dr. Dane says, when you are being you, you can and will change the world. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Do you like it? Do you like it like this? The world in this period of time needs, needs, not desires, needs the world, the dominant queens and the dominant kings, to be the amazingness that they truly are. If you see someone who is being a little like this, and not really being happy, you know, and so many kids, when they are not perceiving, recognizing that their parents or their sisters or brothers are not present, they may not articulate it like that. And I think we're adults here. Ad- Adults, right? Here. The kids have a little mind that gets closed. Please, if you have some kids, and there's some amazing kids with my friend Elizabeth in Massachusetts now. She's been here and all over the world, but she's been here in Italy for a long time. She's there with her niece's children. Those children are 7 years old and 9 years old. They're adults. They are adults. So, are you ready? Are you willing? Is now the time that you'd like to play? Play, have fun, get more awareness, and have your way of communicating with you, with your business, with your life, with your friends, your family, your kids, and your animals, and your formerly present parents, grandparents, great grandparents, and maybe people with whom you have been in another lifetime. Can they and will they be ready to play and enjoy, be in joy with you when you are ready to have some fun? So there is no one on the planet that does you better than you. And please know, you cannot get you wrong. Let me say that again. You can never, ever get you wrong. There are no coincidences. This is just me. There are no coincidences. So when something shows up, you don't have any money, you lost this, you get your business changed, you don't want to work, you people are asking you to work, you don't want to work, you don't want to be together with someone. There are no coincidences. Talk to your body and listen closely when it speaks. Body, body. Hello, my body. Is this something or someone I should be engaging with? Ask your body now that. Is this gal, Kass, what she's talking about? Is this something, truth, or someone I should engage with? And see how you feel a yes, right? And then ask, truth, yes? And a yes sometimes comes up high. Truth, no, and a no comes down low. And then the third question is truth, obviously yes, obviously no. Ask yourself, please play with that, because the way you communicate with you is a great gift to your abundance in business. So we will play a bit with that tomorrow after tomorrow. And I want you to please, if you'd like to join this weekend, please, before you go away, ask and write something down. This is what I want to do. This is what I have been doing. This is what I would like In the future, this is what I don't like. This is what I am great at and not so great at. Please know that when you're able to communicate with yourself, then you know what you're great about. Okay? 80% of our work we're great at. Maybe 20% it's not so easy. You know, that 20%, if you're willing, and we'll talk about this and during the workshop, if you're willing to see who is so great at that 20% that's not easy for you, they can do it so fast for you. And you, with your amazingness at 80% that you're really great at, 90%, you can do it so fast for them. So you don't necessarily have to pay them. They don't have to pay you because they'll do it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and you can do it in 3 minutes, and you can be the amazing presence here with you, your life, your business, your work, and more. So, 7 steps to abundance in business, 7 steps to flawless communication, 7 steps to engaging with you, your life, your body, kids, and your invisible friends. Anything you would like, please don't hesitate to ask. You can find it all on www.kassthomas.com events. Okay? Thank you so much. Arigato gozaimasu. Shokran. Merci, gracias. Talk to you soon.